Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining Shop Talk Live. My name is Rick Ramirez, also known as Rick's 2 Cents, along with my fellow co-host Steve from Steve Makes Everything.
Howdy, y'all.
Looks like Skylar and Roger would not be with us tonight. Skylar's doing some things with her family, and Roger is at a fundraiser function for children for Easter. Matthew just became a member. Thank you, thank you.
Roger's such a good soul.
Yeah, he does a lot of charity events. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
ABT Marketing said hello. Let us know, everyone, where you're checking in from. Appreciate it. And as always, if you have any questions on 3D printers, lasers, CNCs, marketing, whatever it may be, let us know. That's what we're here for. Live questions and answers.
I was hoping to have a video out today, but the laser, and I won't name the name, but the laser is just a nightmare.
Oh.
So I sent a message and said, I don't know where to go with this. You're going to have to send me a new laser or something because this one is not good.
Man.
Yeah, because I've been working on it for like normally a week to do a decent review. I've been working on this thing for 2 weeks because every time I touch it, something else goes wrong. I think it's either, it's early prototype, right? But
right.
I think it's either got like high voltage noise coming back into on some of the data lines, or the controller is knackered. And
can you say what type of laser it is?
Oh, it's a CO2.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been problematic.
Oh, Roger's live at the event.
Hey, Roger.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to hear you. Since we're on live, I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to have to get off. The band's going to start, then you'll get hit up with copyright stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm down here for the Ranch Riders Annual Easter egg filling event. And I don't know how much of this you can see in the background, but there has got to be near 100 people here. We have 30,000 eggs and stuff, and they're all going to get put out on Saturday morning for a great big Easter egg hunt. And then there's a bike giveaway after that. It's all a charitable event. It's put on by the Ranch Riders of Davenport, and there's a lot of riding clubs and motorcycle clubs that help sponsor this. And of course, I'm part of the Moose Riders, so we're here too. So I know I can't stay on long because the band's going to start, and you're going to have with copyright, but I wish I could get on with the rest of you tonight, but like I said, we got 30,000 eggs of stuff. So catch y'all next week.
Hey, Roger, thanks for dropping in.
30,000 eggs.
That's crazy.
So
he's earning some brownie points with the man upstairs. McPhail said hello from South Carolina.
Hello, my button don't work to let me.
We lost him.
No, I took him off because he couldn't figure out how to hang up.
Oh.
He was yelling. Hey, McPhail, I used to live in Fayetteville, North Carolina. ABT Marketing said hello. So, Steve, you got to share us. How are you doing this new fancy background?
Yeah, you like that? It's my new bookcase. Yeah. This is so this is actually down below here. I have an ultra short throw projector. And
that's a projection screen?
This is a 120-inch projection. Yeah.
That's insane. It looks good.
It's fake.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
So I was so surprised on how like that glare looks in the glass, like how it looks like a real glare in the glass.
Yeah, well, so that's the easy part. The hard part is getting lighting right? So lighting on me has to look right. Like if I picked, let me just pick some other kind of lighting here. Like if I pick that lighting, then I look all weird, right? Because it's orange lighting when there's clearly white light around. Right. So yeah.
That's cool.
That's
very cool.
This is my attempt to avoid paying tax at the end of this year.
So no more 3 screens at the back.
No,
those are officially gone.
I get rid of the 3 screens. If I want something that looks like a window, I can just put it on the screen there. I can put video, of course, up there as well. But
there you go. That's cool. I like it.
So somewhere in there, I have my workshop is there. You'll see it in my next video if I ever get it done. But
Nice. Ordinary word worker said hello, hello. So since Roger mentioned Easter, I haven't seen a whole lot of people sharing projects on the Facebook group. I'm just curious, what kind of things are you guys making for Easter? Whether it be for gifts to gift, and that's definitely an advantage that we have as a maker, to be able to give something that you can't buy from the store. What is something that you're selling for Easter? Just curious.
Well, you know me, I don't make anything for any occasion, and I was too busy this week trying to get this laser running. So I have a few projects I want to get going on, but it's just I've got this laser. I've got the IR version of the Algo Laser Pixie, which is kind of cool. It's a nice little good for craft markets, and then I've got a couple of big lasers. The good news this week is I am probably getting a metal fab.
Nice.
I might have already had it, except they didn't have, they had back ordered nozzles for it or something. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. That'll be a keeper.
That's very cool.
So if Tim is online, he shouldn't ask me how much I want for it.
So Lowe's changed their affiliate program. It used to be that I had, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, I used to be able to request a monthly amount and then like a project amount. And the project amount was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to redo your deck? Do you want to redo something in your kitchen? Something DIY. You should probably pitch them 3 different things. And then because somebody else doing the same, you might just get denied. And then the product review is like the DeWalt tools behind me. But then now they changed it. And now they're just like, they give you a list. They're like, here's the things we want to promote. So
here's the things you're allowed to work on.
Yeah, so they sent me and said, do you want to promote these refrigerators? Now, mind you, they're like the Samsung with the TV, but I'm like, what am I going to do with 4 refrigerators? So we start doing giveaways for Lowe's refrigerators. You know what happened?
Yeah. You're paying your own shipping for that.
Yeah, get them delivered at your house, and I'll do the video there. How do you like that one?
Yeah, stock it with lunch, and you can show up.
Exactly. As long as there's cold beer when I arrive, we're good to go. Tom said, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hey, guys, I got a new computer. It is a Windows. So let me know how I sound.
His 10-year-old Mac apparently was ready to retire.
Yeah, I think that was it, man. I think that was it.
Well, yeah, you could have bought another Mac, except you'd have to take out a loan on your house.
Yeah, I know.
Man, everything has gotten so expensive.
Yeah. So the MacBook Pro is not that expensive. It's just when you start adding all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
But that's why you want MacBook Pro, right? So a MacBook Pro all the way geared out is like $7,000.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just crazy. You know?
Yeah, well, I guess there's tariffs buried in there or something, right?
Yeah, probably
25% or whatever it is.
Yeah. So this is the SCAR, the NVIDIA's newest computer. So when I saw the bench test against the MacBook Pro, they basically said anything over 35 megs, it has to go to it, like for the RAM. The way it splits it, it'll do 35 on this, and then like the remaining on that, it doesn't do it even Steven. So for very large files, the MacBook will beat it. But for the files like a regular size file, like there's no comparison. This will just hands down beat it. So give and take, I guess. But this computer without it plugged in only lasts like 45 minutes. Literally dead. Might not even have a battery, right? But the Mac was like 2 days.
Yeah, well, especially the new ones, the M series ones, like Apple Silicone.
Yeah,
there's no touching those things.
Yeah, it's like 2 days. It's that thing's on. So yeah, 45 minutes.
I charge my Mac top or laptop, I don't know, probably once every 3 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and it runs super cool. Like you never hear the fan run in it.
Yeah, so this thing actually has overclocking software directly in it. And I just took the I just took the thing, went all the way up, and set it like this. Exported a file. So I said I did a 46-minute 4K file, exported from Adobe in 46 seconds. I was like, what? That's crazy. Radu said, good evening from Milwaukee. Hey, Radu, how's it going? Thank you for joining. Thank you for...
Radu's in the house.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Trade Skill Anonymous said, hello from temporary Atlanta, everyone. Hope you're doing good. Crazy weather. Hope you're driving safe out there, brother.
We've been having, I don't know, it's been rainy here last week or so.
We've been hit with storms bad out here.
Yeah.
Dave said, good evening from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's well represented tonight.
Yeah. How do you say this? Agger store? Agger. I'm just going to go with
store.
I'm going to go with store. Good evening from South Central Wisconsin. Hello, hello.
Unless AG is the initials.
Yeah.
There's Tim. No, you won't see it tomorrow. It hasn't arrived yet, Tim. But
oh man, look who's in the building. Haven't seen this face in a while. Clayton, where you been, brother?
Clayton,
where have you been? Aloha from Hawaii, everyone. Please smash that like button. Yeah.
Welcome back. Where have you been, man?
I know. Where you been, man? How's business? I'm assuming right now in Hawaii it's tour season coming, right? Everyone's going on spring break. The summer's coming. Here we come.
Well, they've had a lot of rain there, like a lot of rain. Buddy of mine, his sister has a condo in Maui, on Maui, and he said it used to be her house, the road, a parking lot, and then the beach, and then the ocean. And they've had so much rain and high swell. He said now it's really the house and the road.
Whoa.
And the ocean.
It's a good thing they were set back.
Yeah.
Right, who said 30,000 eggs and no tacos, no quesadillas. Yeah, he's getting to work. 30,000.
Shouldn't have to look too hard if there's 30,000 eggs around.
Yeah, they'll probably do like a big farm field or something. Kevin said, hello, everyone from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this week. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining.
People seem to travel around a lot.
ABT Marketing said, you look better in orange, Steve.
There's always a critic.
What you get for making fun of our president?
Yeah. Won't get into the politics tonight.
Oh,
there's so much to say, but none of it should be said.
Oh man, you know, it's what our mother used to say. There's nothing good to say. Don't say it at all, because there's definitely nothing good to say.
Yeah. Jim's here from Chicago. Haven't heard from you this week, Jim. You've been busy.
How's it going, brother? Hope you're staying safe out there. We've been beat up with this crazy rains and storms. And man, it's been nuts. Hail. Tom said, had you had a WeCreate Lumos Ultra?
I haven't. Skylar had one. Well, she did her Ultra review. I'm trying hard, man, to push away a lot of reviews. I have a few left, like everything I've done so far this year, and I mean we're in the end of Q1 already. They were all commitments from last year. So it's like, you know, it's brutal.
Yeah, so I got this. I don't know if you got this, Steve. I think from Facebook. They're trying to get YouTubers become Facebookers. And basically guarantee you $3,000 a month and then streamline all your content to make you grow fast.
Can you do real video, or do you have to do 3-second short videos?
Anything you want.
Huh.
10 videos a month or something like that.
You have to do 10 videos a month?
10 videos a month. So it could be short, long, whatever, just as long as it's 10.
Given that I've done one video in the last month, and a half.
Yeah, but if it was you could make shorts of your long-term content for $3,000, right?
Sure, but it's just going to be crap, right? Like I don't want to
Yeah.
make garbage. There's enough AI pollution on the network. We don't need more just crappy videos. So.
Speaking of AI, man, it is getting pretty insane.
Yes.
It's getting insane. I definitely use AI a lot, personally, in I won't say where I work, but my work is definitely saying that we're getting a lean PMO. They're gonna lean out our department. You know, they laid off 25 people, and they want us to start using AI to free us up to be able to do things that are like
To free
whatever.
you up. I like that. That's not
Yeah.
going to happen.
So it's just like, you know, I went from a department of 7 to me and an intern. So it's been crazy, man.
So
Crazy.
I find myself the problem with AI is there's no perfect one, right? So if I generate images, which I tend to do sometimes for thumbnails, I can never get the prompts right in Nano Banana, or well, I use Kittle, but it's a Nano Banana prompt. So what I do is I describe it the way I want it, and then I go to ChatGPT and say, build me a Nano Banana prompt, and then I take it back
There
and
you go.
get the thing I want. So it's like pretty soon I'm just going to get cut out of that picture, and it'll be ChatGPT and Nano Banana talking to each other, spitting out my videos.
Yeah. Sanders leaving grade said, hello, everyone. Steve has a new background. Looks like Rick has no issues.
Yeah, it's a good world. At least this
computer?
little piece of it.
New back screen. Yeah. Tom said, what are your thoughts on We Create Looms? Didn't someone just ask that?
It might have been him. It was him. Skylar loves it. So, it's got to be pretty good because she doesn't seem to get too excited about any technology. But they're kind of late to the game when it comes to like combination lasers. So, but maybe there's an advantage to being last because you can see all the other screw ups and deal
lessons
with them.
learned, so to speak.
But yeah, I mean, We Create builds. Their stuff is okay. Their support is definitely not as good, probably, as something like Xtool, but you're going to pay a lot less for it.
Steve, you want to take this one?
Wade says he's been watching a bunch of my videos. Well, thank you. I made a large barrel of monkey to hold a 4-inch hose on a CNC. Yeah, I assume you 3D printed these. Well, you could have laser cut them, I guess, but I haven't had much time to do 3D printing stuff either. My 3D printers have been busy making silicone molds for Tim, which is why he's coming tomorrow to get all the things I built for him. And just so you know.
ABT Marketing said, what did you get, Rick? I got a new Intel Core Ultra 9. It's a new NVIDIA computer. It's called the SCAR. Supposedly it's the biggest, the baddest, the fastest Windows laptop you can buy.
Yeah, but it's hardly portable because you got to haul a generator around behind it, right?
Yes, it's an 18-inch screen.
It's got a 240 volt power supply.
It's got a diesel motor. Sounds great, Rick. Thank you. I know I was working through some issues. Honestly, I was really debating on buying that mic-ish last week because I was just so frustrated. And I said, I don't think the mic's going to help. I think it's really the computer. Even after I ran all that Cat 5 and all that, Cat 8, I'm sorry. So I finally bit the bullet. I had the computer, but it paid its dues. I had it a long time.
Well, if you transferred a big file in 43 seconds, you must still be on hardwired Ethernet, right?
I wasn't transferring it. I was exporting it.
Oh.
Yeah, exporting. Yep. Thanks. I'm glad I sound better. I don't look like a kung fu Chinese movie anymore.
Yeah, I have lots of mics. Too bad you didn't live closer.
Although I did make almost 1 million views on a Kung Fu Chinese bad dub, so it worked well for me once at least.
With the UPS guy.
Yeah. Tom said, for a computer, to use a laptop or a regular tower computer? I use a laptop.
I have a Mac Studio down below me here under my desk.
To be honest, I have 2 desktop PCs, Windows, that are old. I haven't used a desktop computer in a long time. I've been on Mac. I've been on laptops for a while.
Yeah, I normally just for walking around. Actually, for most stuff, I use just an iPad. But my Mac Studio does all my editing, video editing and stuff. I mean, it's an Ultra, right? So it's got like 1 billion cores and tons of memory. So.
Yeah. This thing has an LED screen. It's pretty insane. Gordon said, good evening from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Hello, hello. Thank you, Jacob, for joining. Appreciate everyone checking in. Is this a new name? I don't recognize it. RZ Ray. Good evening from
Razor Ray.
Razor Ray. Washington. There you go. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Let us know if you have any questions. And by the way, happy hump day, everybody. Happy hump day. Ordinary Woodworker said, yeah, it's great, Rick. No microphone gremlins this week. You know what? I'm actually even using the onboard 360 microphone for the camera because I'm so used to a Mac. You plug everything, it just works. And Windows, guess what we're going to have to do? Download drivers. And blah, blah, blah.
All evidence to the contrary when you say it just worked.
I didn't do anything.
I think it was just your Mac was 10 years old. It was just rusty.
Yeah, it paid its dues.
AGT.
AGT restored. There you go. Antique Gardener tractor restored. Okay, nice one.
Oh,
I got a John Deere, and what is the other one? The orange one. What the hell they called? You have one of those too.
A Kubota.
Kubota.
Yeah.
I got the Kubota for my wife because it's smaller, and the John Deere is mine.
Since I got the robot mower, my tractor doesn't go out too much in the summertime. In the winter, I use it to clean my driveway, but that's like 3 times in the winter. So I don't know. Maybe it's almost time to sell it.
Yeah, although I say the Kubota never has issues, and the John Deere always does.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've never had any serious issues with my Kubota either. It's a 2018.
Yeah. I blew a radiator. Now I got some kind of short. Tim said I meant the laser you're having issues with.
Oh, yeah, you'll see it tomorrow. It might be upside down in my garbage bin, but
Star Texas Design said hello.
Hopefully they can fix it.
Hello, hello. I'm sure you're getting some beautiful warm weather. All right, Steve.
Gordon Gregory says, "Hey, Steve, all those books make you look smarter." Yeah.
Notice he said look.
I have some glasses somewhere. I wear glasses when I drive, but I don't need them for anything else. I was reading something on I don't know, it was a piece of paper or something, but it was like 2-point font. And my wife can't see anything up close. So I pick it up and I start reading it. And she goes, "You can read that?" It's like.
So I've been taking my glasses off because all of a sudden I can't read anything with my glasses on. I got to take them off. So
Yeah. If I was wearing my driving glasses, I would not be able to read anything.
Yeah. So Radui said, "We're no Roger, no Skylar." So Roger, if I guess you might have missed him early in the live. He jumped in for a minute or two. He's at a fundraiser. They're doing 30,000 Easter eggs for a fundraiser event for children for Easter, which is insane.
An Easter egg hunt, I assume.
Yeah, and Skylar's has some things going on with her family.
Easter's coming up.
Yep. Want to take this?
Jim says, "Been doing leather coasters with my CO2 Galvo." Yeah, a real screamer. Yeah, I see. I don't know too many people who have CO2 Galvo lasers, but it's kind of an anomaly, but they seem to work really well.
Yeah.
And he's up to leather coasters now, not the cardboard ones. So
Razor Ray said, I know a gamer streamer that was on Facebook streaming. Facebook stopped paying gamer streamings as was promised. Yeah. I think he meant I'm a known gamer that was streaming on Facebook. Facebook stopped playing streamers as promised. Yeah, it's crazy. They're definitely switching it up. I think well, Steve gets upset sometimes if I call him a influencer, right? He says,
yeah, I'm
correct.
not an influencer.
I'm not an influencer. He said, he'll correct me right away when I say that. So now people coin us as YouTubers, and they want to create that name that you're a Facebooker, which is kind of,
Facebooker?
yeah, a Facebooker. Instead of a YouTuber, you're a Facebooker.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
That doesn't sounds like booger. Face booger.
That's even worse. That's really bad.
Oh, hey, I got some, guys. I just got a brand new roll-in 30-inch full color print plotters. So if any one of you guys have a YouTube channel that you guys want some decals or stickers made free, let me know. If any of you guys want Shop Talk Live, Steve's or Rogers or I's decals, one of ours, free, let me know. I need some practice. So they'll just be standard U.S. mail, just an good old stamp on there. No priority mail for free. But if you're interested, send me an email. And if it's something for your business and then you like it and you want to give me some business, let's do it. If you just want to show us some love and have Steve, Roger, or I's or Shop Talk Lives, decal in the background of one of your videos or photos and show us some love, I appreciate that too. So like I said, some free 99. I need some practice. And I practice what I preach when I say don't go live to a market and offer or expect to sell something to someone when you don't know really what you're doing. So the reason I'm giving it to you for free is because it gives me some chance to practice.
Are we going to see you at a market?
Nah. So this is kind of how I started my side hustle. To be honest with you, it was like the whole decals. I got pulled in somehow doing beauty salons. Don't ask me how that happened. But maybe it was my beauty. I don't know. But anyways, I'm back at it.
Probably for your hair. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Let's find where I was at.
I don't know. You lost us, man.
Hold on.
Oh, I think we were there.
It's there. Chris said, I knew he wasn't paying attention to at the time. So go stand in the corner for 95 minutes for missing Roger.
Yeah, he was pretty much yelling. You couldn't miss him.
Yeah. Tony said, is it World's Best? What's
World's? Is it World's Best? I'm glad I'm not the only one who types like that.
TTC 1940 said, wow, a bunch from Wisconsin. Yeah, that's what Steve said. It was like, we got some representation in Wisconsin today. A lot of Wisconsin. Speaking of, look at this. Right after that, David.
It's a happening place.
Another Wisconsin city. Wisconsin is in the building today. Hello, all. You guys are putting away your snowmobiles. You better start pulling out that lawnmower.
I haven't read this yet, but this has to be Radu's weekly dad joke.
Dad joke?
I had a girlfriend leave me for a tractor salesman. Didn't tell me in person, just wrote me a John Deere letter. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Kevin says, Steve, you're trying to keep up with Clack with the robot mowers. Actually, I had my robot mower. This is the third year for it now.
Yeah.
Clack just got his last year. Actually, I think he ended up with a motion mower too. I think he's got the next generation of the one I have now. I think he said he was getting one.
Santa's Living Grade said, I did my first hot end change on the AD5X, recalibrated and did a first layer test. That was an adventure. I think I finally have everything right now. Still learning 3D printing ins and outs.
Sweet.
Unfortunately,
anytime you go in there and do anything, it's always nerve-wracking, right?
yes. Yes. And unfortunately, it's things like that. That's not like preventative maintenance. It's like a break fix. So
Yeah.
you're even more like biting your nails, sweating away. Like, all right, don't break this even more.
Yeah, I've changed many hot ends in the past, but I gotta say that I don't know if you've ever changed one on a bamboo printer yet.
I did. It was
On yours?
stuck. It was
Yeah,
stuck.
it takes seconds.
I had one that was stuck, and I called Roger and I said, "How do I get this off?" It's like,
Oh yeah, they probably had some filament left up in the
yeah, it
tube.
was.
You
I
had
couldn't get
to
it
cut
out.
right?
You
Push
know,
the
and
cutter.
and I was scared to manhandle it too much because I thought I would break it. So I was like, "What do I do?" You know.
You just pull the nozzle end out and then slide it down. It'll
That's
come
what
out.
he said. He said, "Just grab it from the metal,
Yeah,
and just
because they always leave like a quarter of an inch of filament left over on top when they cut it.
yeah." I was nervous, so I feel you. When the first time I did that, and I've only done it once, I was nervous. But the second time I bought the high flows, but I haven't put those in yet. But Roger said I just got robbed. There was no real difference. Have you
That's
used the high flows, Steve?
yeah. I don't have any high flow nozzles.
I bought the so I bought 3 of them, like spares.
Yeah,
I'm on my second set, and I kept the high flows last. I still haven't, but I haven't.
yeah, but
Roger's like,
what Roger's telling you is if you're doing a job that's going to take an hour with a regular hot end, and you replace that with a high flow one, it's going to take 48 minutes, right? Like it's not worth it because they're quite a bit more money, right? So
it's a drastic difference in price. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
your solution, the right solution to that is to take the money you'd spend on hot ends and just buy another printer. So when one's busy, you can just print on another one. Actually, if you'd bought a regular H2D instead of the monstrosity there, you could have almost bought 2 of them.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, ABT Marketing said my computer is an HP, which I got 6+ years ago. It's still going strong, but I'm not running heavy software, nor am I using much space. So that's much for how long the computer lasts. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that just like anything else, if you're maxing it out constantly, that's really beat on the hardware.
Yeah, I don't know how old my computer is here. I gotta look.
So they still send me software updates. Yep. Chris said, "I want to see the audit on the 3. I want to see the audit on the 30,000 Easter eggs. Make sure not one is missing."
Yeah, yeah. I got a feeling they'll be finding Easter eggs until like September, till the kids go back to school.
There was a church that's in Aurora, Illinois, that they did an Easter egg hunt, and the news came out with helicopters, and from the helicopters they dropped Easter eggs, and all the kids ran and went after the Easter eggs, and that was like a big thing.
Oh, so they didn't drop them on top of the kids because you'd need a hard hat.
They dropped them so the kids can see them fall, so you had an idea kind of where everyone ran where they thought the most eggs were, so to speak, right? But yeah, it was cool. They didn't ever did it again, so I don't know if they got in trouble or someone didn't think that was a good idea. But it was a lot of people that showed up. Chris said, "I'm waiting for Facebook to officially change their name to Facebook Ads."
Face ads, yeah. It's just I don't know. I'm gonna give up my Instagram account. I never use it, as anybody who's attached to me on Instagram knows. But Facebook, the only reason I have it is for my channel, so I can post things there occasionally, which I also don't do very often. It's just, but anytime I go there to look at stuff, it's always crap that I don't care about, right? It's like anybody who I'm connected to, I don't see their stuff. I see a bunch of random things about, touring the Wild West or whatever. It's always dumb things it's like, why are you showing me this?
So I'm on this. I don't know if you're a member of it. It's called YouTube Diaries. Are you a member of that?
Yeah, vaguely.
So YouTube Diaries, you answer a bunch of these, like it's paid, just being honest, questions, and they kind of just ask you like, why did you become an influencer? How are you growing? How do you feel about YouTube versus other social media platforms? And this week they really went in on Instagram. And I said, you know what? I didn't post on Instagram at all. I didn't realize that my Facebook and my Instagram were linked. And when I was posting on Facebook, like personal pictures of like me and my son swimming, it was like posting on Rick's 2 Cents Instagram, like nothing to do
I
with
was gonna say, if you're gonna put them on Facebook, you should put a bathing suit on.
Yeah, it was like nothing to do with what we do, It was like just family stuff, right? And I was like, oh man, I didn't realize that. But the reason I didn't like Instagram was because it seemed like it was just a bunch of inappropriate people trying to be models. Does that make sense? Is that the nice way
But
to say it?
Facebook is like, when you look at the Instagram feed and the Facebook feed, they're indistinguishable now.
Yeah. Yeah, but my wife gets mad because she says, you don't follow anyone. And I'm like, I don't want to see it. Just because I'm friends with you doesn't mean I have to follow you. And you don't have to follow me if you're friends with me. Still be friends. But yeah, but I get it. Tim said, any tariffs for those stickers?
He's asking as a Canadian, just so you know.
I think I just got to put like 3 stamps for Canada. So no. Because my wife's French Canadian, so we mail stuff there, Christmas cards, all that, all the time. This is gonna be a regular envelope.
Yeah, if
So
it's a regular, if it's a mailer, they're not going to bother you. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyone who has a company that wants a sticker made, send me an email, send me your logo. I'll print you some stickers for free, not charge you a dime. If you like the way they look and you want to give me some business later, let's do it. If you have a YouTube, whatever, church, fundraiser, I don't care what it is. I do care. Don't know anti-satanic type crazy stuff like that or way over the deep end political stuff. Just keep it middle of the road. I'm okay with funny, wise ass stuff though. But yeah. You want to take this one?
I don't judge people.
She's
If you got a bag full of money and you want satanic stickers, not my problem. I feel I would become a censor.
He sold his soul. He sold his soul. He's like, look, I'm just being real honest. If you're gonna pay for it, I'm gonna print it. You want to take this one?
Roy says, which also I think is a new name. With craft show starting shortly, what is everyone's expectation this year? Oh, that's a loaded question.
Yes.
I don't do craft fairs, but I have my expectations for the year are pretty grim.
So we talk about craft shows all the time, and it's like the problem with craft shows is that in your local market they're so niche, right? Like there's shows that are known for certain particular things. So if you go in there selling fish lure type stuff or fishing, hunting stuff, and it's a bunch of craft knit stuff, the reason I'm saying is because some of these craft shows become like really crafty, if that makes sense. And if you're really like woodworker type, a lot of times it's almost like you got to do your homework you went to the year before and kind of like snooped, right? And then you know like what you're going into. Or the good thing about Facebook, since we're talking about Facebook ads, if they're an established event, I'm guaranteed you could probably go to previous years and kind of look and see, hey, who really went to these type of events? Would that be something you'd want to go to? That might be a good cheater way. But yeah, I don't know, and I think too that I'll be honest, like going to these trade shows, these type of shows takes guts, because you're making a whole lot of something with a whole lot of hope it sells, and either you bang it out the park or you bomb, right? And then you have to walk away with the confidence, like, well, what did I take away from this? What was the lessons learned? And could you still come back to that same event and make money? You just had the wrong stuff, right?
Yeah, the thing to appreciate about craft markets is there's tiers, right?
Yeah.
And you want to start in the basement basically, and work your way up. And because it's cheaper for one thing, you're not going to make a ton of money, but you'll gain a lot of experience.
Yep.
Because if you're working your way up through the craft market tiers, like by the time you get to the top, it's invitation only, right? Like you don't decide if you're going to go, you get invited. and all of your stuff goes through some kind of review board to say, yeah, you can sell this. Like it's like a total cult, right? Like it's just like,
yeah, and they're well polished. They look like storefronts.
Oh yeah, but the people who go to those high end ones are people who are like interior decorators who represent clients, right? And
Yep.
they don't care if they're going to spend $1,000 on something, right? So, but you can't start there on day one.
So to answer your question, or to circle back to your question, this is a topic of discussion that comes on at least 3 to 4 times a year, right? Because there's some seasonal type shows. And my whole thing is I wouldn't discourage anyone to do it. What I would say is that I wouldn't go too hard in one way direction or another. You kind of have to put feelers out there. As Steve would say, you're lost leaders to kind of see what really is going to sell at that show. And if you don't do extremely well at that show, you're going to be prepared the following year, right? Or every show is going to prepare you for the next one, right? And you're going to get ideas from setups because you think, oh, this looks so great how everything's set up. And you start looking at other people's booths, and then you're like, man, it's discouraging because these people have been doing it a while, man. They got these fancy tents, and they got these nice pullovers over their tables, and they got these tables set up where all their equipment, all their way that's displayed. There's a lot to learn in trade shows, So I give everyone credit who does that. And
go to the tables that have a beer fridge under them.
Here you go. Chris said markets are made for market research.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, there's people who are very successful at it. I mean, Clack does them.
Yeah, he does a lot of them.
Yeah, but like I said, you got to have a little bit of nerves with steel at first. You're starting off. That's a little bit of thick skin, and not be discouraged if you bomb. You want to take this one?
Got my Snapmaker U1 about 2 weeks ago, and I love it. Yeah, it's a nice machine. It's faster than a Bamboo A1. Yeah, that wouldn't be too difficult. And no purging, saving time and money. So this is all true. Just so everybody knows, the U1 price is about to go up quite a bit, if it hasn't already. The advantage here is you're changing the entire extruder, right? So you don't have to purge, you don't have to do anything, and it takes about 3 seconds to change it. The downside is you only have 4 colors.
Yeah.
Whereas like the H2C, which, yeah, granted, it takes 10 seconds or 15 seconds to change filament, but you can have 24, 25 colors, right? So, and different materials too.
Yeah.
In the same print, which well, the U1 probably supports that, but some of them don't handle different materials very well. So there's pluses and minuses, right? If you just want to go fast, and fast is a very relative term in the 3D printing world, but nothing beats the U1 yet. There is a new printer coming out that will be faster at changing.
So I remember when I first got the EMS Pro, I was talking to Roger, and I said, "Hey, Roger, how do you have your setup?" He said, "It's all the same color." And I was like, "Why?" And he said, "Because I mass produce print stuff, so I don't want to run out of film." And at first I was putting all these different colors, and now I find it's like 2, 2, 2, 2, because of that exact reason. 2 blacks.
Yeah, if you do mass printing of things, you'll have a whole AMS full of black, right?
Yeah. And and that's also when we were talking about Creality versus Sunlu versus Bamboo, like, the advantages or disadvantages you notices, and when you're doing that, going from one role to another, when it's just leading to another role without you being there, that's what I was saying. The only thing I noticed with the Creality was that bent at the end, and sometimes it wouldn't. Yeah. And then the only thing I noticed with the Sunlu, I don't smell it, so I don't know it's there. But my air purifier detects something in the air when I'm running Sunlu filament. Now, is it something bad for me? I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it detects something. With the Bamboo filament, it doesn't detect it. Which is even more funny is that everyone says Sunlu makes bamboos, filament, but there could be something different.
Yeah, so the word on the street is that Bamboo is setting up their own line for filament. So I don't know how long we can say Sunlu makes Bamboo's filament.
Yeah.
Sunlu sent me I showed you a bunch of filament they sent me. A bunch of it was PA6, which is nylon basically. And it was, so I was playing around with it. It was very hard to get the settings right, but man, once you get them right, it prints really nicely. And the prints are bulletproof. Like they're just amazing.
I never noticed a difference in quality in the prints between Crowdy, Bamboo, or Sunlu. Like they all seem to print pretty nice.
They all print pretty well. There's definitely a print quality difference between Creality and Bamboo, at least the H2 series. It's not that Creality is bad; it's fine, but Bamboo printers are definitely the nicest right now from a print quality perspective. But you pay for it, right? Like it's cost money.
On the Creality rolls, I noticed like a powder or white residue sometimes on the filament. And only notice that because it's actually in the how it spins on the AMS Pro or HT. Yeah. It's in the bottom of that, so it had to have come off that somehow when it was spooled up.
Maybe they put some kind of powder on it to lubricate. Yeah, it's getting put on the spool or something.
Something, yeah. I haven't noticed it affect my prints at all, but I just noticed that. And then the other thing is that like you're gonna be biased in certain colors. Like you're gonna like a red, you're gonna like a blue. And Bamboo's navy blue is not the same as Crowdy's navy blue, so those are gonna be. And the other thing is like Bamboo's white is like white.
Yeah.
And I've never found anyone's filament who's white, and I like that really bright white.
Yeah, I use mostly matte colors. I don't use the regular basic stuff because it's a little too shiny. But I use a lot of white and a lot of black.
Yeah, me too.
Although now that I have the M1, the filament extruder, I'm making my own filament for a lot of stuff now, so I can get the blue I want. Now it's Steve blue, or I can do clack orange, I guess.
Nice one.
Just to say, hey, look, I have it.
What do they say? Why'd you do that? Because I could. Because I can.
Well, I've made a few rolls of orange filament this week while I was trying to make. So Bamboo has a color called sunflower yellow. It's mostly yellow, but there's just a hint of red in it to make it a little bit sharper. And I was trying to make that. And inevitably, I made spools of orange because you need like a lot of yellow and dust of red. It's just, you can't even measure it. Like I have a scale that'll measure in hundreds of grams, and I'm just still putting like just enough to move the dial, and that makes it orange.
Wow.
Red is brutal, man.
Chris said spend 25 minutes changing the hot end to save 12 minutes on print. Yeah, sounds about right. Then you forgot you have to drink 3 beers and how many 4-letter words you said along the way. You're like, oh, don't break. Please don't break.
Yeah, you drink a lot of coffee when you're doing 10-minute jobs in the shop.
Please don't break. Santa's Lady Graven said, just got 2 new laptops, just finished a few minutes ago from Amazon. I guess I'm listening and setting up the rest of the evening. Nice one. It's always nice unboxing stuff, fancy stuff for the.
Yeah, and it's technology, so it can't be all bad.
ABT Marketing said, Rick, what brand and type printer plotter did you get? I mentioned such things, equipment like DTF, DTG, and so on, especially since I'm pivoting my business. So I have a DTG printer. I have a DTF printer. I have a 54-inch plotter, and I just got a 30-inch. It's the Roland BN30. So I'll show some if you guys join the Facebook group. I'll share some pictures, and this thing prints like high quality, like high resolution. I can print super high resolution. Not that anyone want that on a regular sticker, but I can. And I got 30-inch rolls of paper too, and I also have a laminator. So yeah, obviously inside something you wouldn't have to put laminate, but if something's going to be permanently outside, it's going to be beat by the sun. Lamination makes it nice. Yeah, I'll definitely be dropping some videos on that. The Sign Outlet Store in Lisle, Illinois helped me out with that one. So definitely be dropping some. Thank you to them for sure. But
So-
yeah, ABT marketing, reach out to me.
So before you move on there, have you seen the new Ultra Press from Xtool?
I haven't seen in person, but I've seen shorts.
Yeah. Well, all the like who's done one? Nick at 628 Woodworks 628. Yeah, I think so. He did a review on it. So did Laser Engraving 911. I think did. This thing is really cheap. Like it's like right now you can get it for $279. It'll do certainly all the DTF type heat press stuff, but most importantly, it has the ability to do. Geez, now I'm gonna have a brain fart. 3D forming, like vacuum forming. So you can put a block of wood there and form a piece of plastic on it, so you can make molds for things. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
ABT marketing said, I'm getting away from marketing and do more of the print side of business. See you soon on a different handle. Here's my suggestion, because that's exactly what I did. But I started that way, right? Because you can outsource to still make money and then save to buy your own equipment. Is that if you're gonna do one-offs or something, right, just outsource it. But if you're gonna find yourself doing it a lot, then it's worth buying the equipment. Just don't go buy something $15,000, $17,000 and take 11, 12 months to pay it off. When you could maybe do that something else. That would just be my best advice. But
I'm wondering if he's going to be all the best printing going forward.
So can you tell us what your new name is? Let us know, because you already went from ABT marketing to now it's actually showing your handle, right? Which is all the best marketing. So if anyone's ever wondering why I'm saying the wrong name, it's because I know what their original Facebook name was. Soon.
Very soon.
All right, Steve.
Chris says, if they pay me, I don't judge. Well, see, no, that's not true in my case. Sometimes they pay me and I still judge.
He just snickers behind your back. What did he say? He laughs all the way to the bank?
Well, so I purposely don't usually take any kind of payment for a review, because as soon as you do that, they want you to say good things. And it's like, well, what if your product's a piece of shit? I'm not going to say good things, because that's just going to annoy people, right? So, I mean, out of respect, I'm not going to go and bash things if they're not good, especially if there's something that's going into like a Kickstarter or something. It's a prototype, right? I know it's a prototype. But I'm, if I'm not happy with it, they're going to hear about it. Right. But that doesn't mean that people who watch my channel are going to hear about it. They may not even know that I looked at that product.
At that point, at some points, you almost become a beta tester. I did that with a laser, and I never even did the video. And I asked them if they wanted it back, and they said keep it, and I never dropped it. I had nothing good to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to get away from especially lasers around Kickstarter projects. Like I did the Creality M1 and R1 are both crowdfunded. Why, I don't know, but that's a different discussion. And both of those, well, the M1 especially is pretty close to production. Like, I mean, I could nitpick here and there, but the thing works, and it works better than, like, I watch the next layer. What's his name? I forget his name. Good channel if you're into 3D printing and want to get down to the basics. He does a lot of filament recycling stuff, and
Cool.
he goes through a lot of problems. And I look at it and go, well, the M1 just takes care of a lot of this stuff, right? So I've actually been trying to get him an M1. He's talking to Creality now, so hopefully he gets one.
You didn't tell him to talk to Roger?
No. Well, he probably has his own opinions of Creality anyway. I mean, everybody does, but yeah, I mean, it definitely takes a lot of the pain and suffering out of recycling filament. It's not the best yet, but it's getting there.
Right, Dewey said, "I'm sorry, I was chewing. I didn't know. Did I hear anti-Santa?"
Santana, anti-Santana.
I was just trying to say anti-Christian, that kind of stuff, man. I just, no, I wouldn't do it.
You meant satanic, anti-satanic.
Yeah. Santa Levin Greer said, "I've been to a festival, three farmer markets, another festival next weekend. Living in a tourist area close to North Carolina beach, I've done well so far." See, that's a good point, is what he's saying. He's flat out saying he's in a touristy area.
Yeah.
So people are on vacation, they're buying things. So you can sell like that area. If people live in Florida, if you live in a vacation area, that's a good spot.
See, where I live is very touristy, and there's a lot of real craftspeople here too. So it's kind of a little group of people that have kind of grown up, and there's all kinds of, I mean, I know, well, Tim is one for sure, but there's a lot of people here that use lasers to do stuff, and it's a nice little community.
Yeah. ABD Markin said craft shows or any trade shows, yes. Shows, yes, experience and exposure and possibly new customers waiting for something else. Yep.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, if you do volume stuff for craft markets, you're going to meet people, and those people will go, "Oh, well, your thing you're selling me, those coasters, I don't want coasters, but it looks like you can make things, right? So can you make this for me?" And that's when you'll start making better money, because if you sell somebody a pack of coasters, you're going to make maybe $1 a coaster on them. But if they say, "Well, I would like you to do that, but do it on something else," now it's custom work, right? So you can charge a lot more.
Yeah, the point is they see what your laser is capable of, but they just
Well, and you, right? It's not just your laser.
Yep. You want to take this one?
Santa says, "Another tip on festivals and shows: speak to everyone that goes by your booth. You can pull in a lot of people with a simple, 'How are you doing today? How are you doing?
How you doing?'" David said, "Rick, with all the equipment you have, now I understand why I haven't seen CNC stuff yet." I said this a couple weeks back when they were asking me certain things. I said, YouTube doesn't pay the bills, man. Just being real honest. Like, I enjoy helping people. I enjoy it. And you see all this fancy stuff around here. It's not all free, man. So I gotta make stuff to pay the bills, right? Otherwise, I'm gonna be sleeping on Steve's couch or sleeping in his garage or something,
Yeah, I think I'm still depreciating my Onefinity. In fact, I know I am this year. I think I can depreciate things over 4 years, which is good for tax deductions. But yeah, that one came out of my pocket. All my best stuff is things I paid for. Now this metal fab could be an exception, but
but the other thing is, even the stuff that's free is not free, right? Because you're gonna buy that, and
like I said, this laser I was supposed to be working on a video for. I've spent 2 weeks on it, mostly just getting the thing running. Every time I turn it on, there's a different problem. It's just like there's a ghost in this machine, and I'd like them to either fix it or give me a new one.
Yeah, David. So I've been trying to put some money back in the bank, if you understand what I'm saying. So I've been hustling and making some sales, and this spring is like when I really start kicking ass in some of these woodworking stuff. And I think too, like, honestly, from my experience working with a lot of these manufacturers, Q1's a weird month because they're figuring out their marketing budget for the year. And sometimes their stuff's delayed on when it's coming out. So they're like, they want to go, but they're a little reserved. But I think after Q1, they kind of throttled down on marketing. And then you start seeing a lot more people pump out content because now they got to spend their marketing budget and they kind of know where they're at or have a game plan for the year. That's just been my experience. Steve, what do you say on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't target like marketing departments. So usually people will come to me and they'll have budget. It's like, I got money, right? I just did a thing for somebody, and effectively I mean, it's ultimately going to be a mass production thing. I may or may not do it, but they wanted a bunch of design and basically putting some stuff inside a K9 crystal. And that was really good money. And it's like, I mean, they're corporations, right? So it's like, they're not going to nickel and dime you down to like $1 a coaster, right? It's, oh, this is $800. Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Right.
So, I like doing those kinds of jobs. I don't do as many of them, certainly, as you'll do in volume sales, but they pay a lot better and I don't have to work so hard.
Yeah. Tim says, already put my deposit on a new press for X-Tool. Goodbye, clamp. Also, new DTF curing of it, which I need. Yes. A shaker, oven, that is, man. Yes, you can cut sheets. Yes, you can print individual sheets. Yes, you can cook individual sheets. But when you have a straight up shaker, you are cooking. It takes you a while to get dialed in, and you do definitely have to do maintenance. The only thing I would suggest you do is that those bulbs that are in it, a lot of times there's some weird Chinese type bulbs. They don't come with spares. Just order spares. Because when it goes out, you can't cure your prints. You're going to be so mad because you can't go to Walmart and buy that. So they're not expensive. They just have long lead times. So if you order a shaker with a DTF printer, order at least 2 extra bulbs. Do yourself the favor. And don't touch them. Wear gloves because the oil's in your fingers.
Yeah, they're quartz glass, right?
Yep. ABT Market said, yes, I'm outsourcing everything right now until I get busier. I can justify equipment expense unless I get crazy and start buying equipment because I can't. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's just you don't want to put yourself in debt. But if you have enough, if you're making enough, you can do it even if you break even. That's not bad. There's a lot of companies who go negative and they're not making profits 3 or 4 years. So if you can break even, that's not a bad deal in your first year.
In the first year, yeah, because you're usually buying a ton of equipment and stuff.
Right, that's why I said 3 years, 4 years. Sometimes the companies are not making profits.
Bow the Maker, or Bow the Maker. Sorry, guys, late to the party. Looking for thoughts on a decent benchtop CNC for cutting brass and aluminum. Small sizes for blanks, approximately 4 by 4 inches. Sounds like you're talking yourself into something like a Carvera Air or a full blown Carvera.
Yeah,
they work really nicely with metal.
So I'm assuming jewelry. So high precision, smaller footprint.
Brass and aluminum aren't really good for jewelry. So, well, some people would be because brass. Some people react to brass and aluminum, right?
Yeah. Oh, you want to take this, Steve?
And no, Steve, it will not be all the best printing. Oh, not sure about the business name yet. I do have a few ideas. That's guess funny. All the best printing makes quite a statement. So yeah.
There you go. It said many people I subscribe to are not putting out anything. Either they are still relaxing for after Christmas or burnt out, or 10 videos a month is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care how much they're paying me. I'm not doing 10 videos a month. Because I mean, I got a business, right? Like I don't have time to just do nothing but YouTube.
The other thing, just being honest, is like when my grandfather passed away, it kind of just like messed up my like my mojo, just like the flow of things. And I tried making some videos and I just came off like distracted, not into it. And this podcast I've been consistently doing with you guys. And it's kind of pulled me out of my shell a little bit, and I'm ready to kind of hit the ground back running again. But it threw me off. And then, Rogers, not me shared personal business, but his wife passed away, and I kind of felt him going through the same thing. Yeah, so I would say that when I first started this podcast and I asked Steve and Roger, would they do this with me? The reason I asked Steve and Roger is because I watched their content and I valued their opinion. It wasn't that that was just basically it. But I didn't know them, right? Like Steve and Roger weren't my friends. I didn't know them at all. Just watched their videos. Matter of fact, we didn't even really interact that much on YouTube. I just reached out to them. But now it's a year and a half, almost 2 years doing these videos. And I do consider them both my personal friends. And we've talked a lot and grown a lot together. And so I haven't told you this, Steve. So thank you for when I just kind of needed that. Keep going. You guys pushed me. So
when I got the very first message from you, what was going through my mind was, who the hell is this crackpot? But yeah, it seemed legit.
Yeah. Here we are. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like an eternity.
Yeah. Chris said I buy stuff
episode
con I can just to learn how to use it and help others. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like we were saying though, even if the stuff that's free, my wife gets mad at me. Like the lasers, the dust collection, the CNC, the dust collection, the exhaust. Nobody's giving you that. Like all that stuff adds up. Like I made fun of Skylar because when she got the CNC, ask Steve what he said to me when I start asking, should I buy this bit and that bit and this bit? You guys haven't seen the CNC video. Trust me, I've been using the CNC.
Yeah, you really only need like 3 or 4 bits to get started.
Yeah, but just
none of them should be a $500 leveling flattening bit.
I know.
Just so you know.
I got Click Happy and was like 4 different sellers, and what I couldn't do.
Well, it happens to me all the time.
But I tell you what, I'm happy though. Like the wall behind me, it's the first time that I've been using the 3D printer myself, right? So since I've gotten it, I've been printing all kinds of stuff for all kinds of people. And for the first time, this whole 2 weeks, I printed nothing for no one but myself. You know what? Like it was like, oh, this is cool. You know what I mean? Like it's finally like, this is cool. Yeah, it definitely comes in handy and stuff around the shop for sure.
Yeah, when you first, this is like, I talk to a lot of people who say, oh, I just got into 3D printing. And what do I do? Right? Like, what do I do with it? And I think we all start that way, right? It's like, okay, I get this thing that can spit out plastic into a particular shape. What am I going to do with it? And you don't know for a while. But when you use a 3D printer for a while, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I could go buy that, or I could just 3D print it myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly you're making everything.
Yes.
And I mean, that's, and one of the things I kind of push people into a bit is get into design, right? Like, yeah, you can, with things like, Bamboo's marketplace thing or whatever it's called, Makerspace, and Thingiverse and Things and all those things. You can find almost everything you want, but you can build it yourself and you'll feel a whole lot more empowered, right? Now, having said that, I needed a new shovel handle, and I was all set to design one. And I went to Maker World and I searched for a shovel handle, just a plastic handle for the end of my snow shovel. This was in the fall, and I found like 490 of them. And I thought, yeah, I'm not going to go and build one. The world does not need another shovel handle, apparently.
So my wife bought me that Rick's 2 cents little sign maybe a year ago for Christmas. in last Christmas, not this Christmas, and I've never had anywhere to put it. And I made that stupid little bracket. You know, I don't know. I was like proud of that little bracket. I must have showed 10 people that bracket. They didn't even show them the sign. Like, what do you think of that bracket? Told them that. You know, because exactly what you said. You can measure it, do exactly what you want, the dimensions what you want, the pitch you want. Like, you do. It's pretty wild. You know.
Yeah.
But what I think is crazy, and I said it early on before you even had a 3D printer, was that like technology is progressing so much. Our kids are growing up, this generation, with technology that was never in a million worlds available to us. Like it was like the Jetsons cartoons, right? Like we're living the Jetsons cartoon era when they're our age.
I don't
the
have
things
a
they're going to be able
flying
to do, the things they're going to have at their fingertips is just going to be insane. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, so every once in a while in life, I have one of these epiphanies, right? So my kids, your kids, if you know anybody who's kind of under 50 who has kids, they've never known what a rotary phone is, for example, or you know just basic things that we grew up with. And my son, he was with me one day at my parents' place, and my father has an old 500 set. If you don't know what a 500 set is, it's the old style phone where you had the rotary dial. And my son decided he left something at home, and I said, "Well, just call your mother and get it." And he picks up the phone and he looks at it for a while, and I said, "What's the problem?" He said, "How do you dial this thing?" I said, "It has a dial." I said, because he's only ever seen a smartphone, right? Like that's his phone. And I said, just dial the number. You see all the numbers in the holes? Yeah. Okay. So he just starts poking his fingers in the holes. I said, no, you gotta put your finger in the hole and drag it over to that little silver thing. And he was fascinated by this. And it's like, so I was intrigued, but I felt really old when he said that.
Yeah.
It's like, holy cow. God help him if he ever gets a manual shift in a car.
There you go. Want to take this one, Steve?
Jim says, pricing question. If I buy glasses for $2, this sounds like a math problem. If I buy glasses for $2.50 each for engraving, what would you upcharge over the cost? An easy metric is like 3x. So, I mean, if you buy this for $2.50, you're probably going to take a minute to engrave it if you're using your, whatever laser you're using. And, you know, you're going to sell it for $7.50, maybe $8.
The one thing that I would say, and I argue with my wife about this all the time, is don't forget to charge artwork fee. My wife gets mad all the time. I'll say, okay, because someone will ask us the price, and I'll say, this is the price. Here's our artwork fee, setup fee, the mock-up fee. You know, like, yeah, I'm going to give you so many revisions that you don't like how this looks or that looks.
Yeah, I usually,
like, that. I'm like,
depending on the customer, I'll charge a setup fee. If it's a new customer and I don't know who they are, but I mean, I have customers who make me thousands of dollars a year. I'm not going to charge them a setup fee.
That's different. Reoccurring customers. Yeah.
The other question here, Jim, is if this is for a restaurant and they're going to make, they're going to buy 300 of these a year, you may not want to charge 3x, right? You may only want to charge 2x or 2.5x or something, because they're going through, especially if it's a restaurant, they're going to break a lot of them, and they don't want to pay $8 for something they're going to drop on the floor at least, once or twice a night.
And it might be okay to even just flat out ask them, like, hey, and they may lie to you, but you can see the reaction in their face, like, realistically, how many do you think you'll be able to go through this in a year? Like, what do you think your purchase is going to be like? And just tell them, like, because if we're going to build this rapport and continue business, I'm able to give you a better deal than this is a kind of a one-time deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, if it's somebody buying one glass, yeah, they're going to pay top dollar for it. But yes. if it's, I mean, I do mostly business to business stuff, so it's always, I need 1,000 of these or 500 of these or something. And those are not going to be 3x pricing.
Yeah.
Because it's it's 100 this year and 150 next year and whatever, right? So, recurring revenue is the dream in
Absolutely.
business, right?
Santa's Living Grade said, learn how to design, scale, promotions, views, all the important concepts to understand how to make designs process early. Yes.
Yeah. When you stand at the base of that mountain, the design mountain, and you look up, it's a pretty big climb. But once you get to like, if you put, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 hours into something like Fusion, you'll be competent enough, especially for laser engraving, because a lot of it is mostly 2D. But you'll be competent enough that you can really design your own things.
Yeah.
And from there, it's like, oh, I want to do an assembly, right? I want to see my project put together. Is it all going to fit together? So you'll learn that piece. You don't have to learn everything at once, right? You start with the basics. And
the other thing is that, kind of like we say with lasers, same thing as 3D printers, is that someone gives you settings. Even a like for like 3D printer, it may be different. A like for like laser may be different because the material could be a little different. So when you're using someone else's design, it's a proven concept. Like, that prints well. So when you have a failed print, something doesn't work right, and you're basically fixing one problem, your settings, right? If you don't know how to design and you don't know the settings, you don't know, is it your settings wrong? Is it this wrong? Is that wrong? So you're going in so many directions, you're changing too many different things, and you don't know what's the cause of the problem. So at least by starting off by printing someone else's designs, if and when you have problems, you're troubleshooting one problem at a time. Then when you kind of venture off to do your own, like, I've seen that before. I know that happened because I need to slow this down. I know sometimes I should bump up the temperature. I know that because the humidity is too high in my filament, and I'm learning that myself as I was going through. So yeah.
Yeah, lasers especially. Whether you write the settings down or save them in something in like a Lightburn library or just remember them. Like, if I'm going to cut a piece of 3mm plywood, I'm not going to go look for the settings. I know what they are. You get used to it, right? And materials you work with a lot, you're going to do it just blindly. You're just going to make it happen.
Sometimes I catch myself habit forming doing things, and I'm like, wait, is that right? Because you just so used to doing it like that.
Now the one thing about 3D printing is most 3D printer manufacturers, they will provide good settings for you, right? Yeah. And there's not a whole lot of variation in 3D printing. Not like lasers. Like, you can take two lasers that are exactly the same model and they'll have different settings because there's something different in the optics or the laser itself. So you can't, like, it frustrates me when people say, oh, do you have the settings for this? Well, I have my settings. Would you like them? Because I will almost bet that they're not going to work on your laser. You're going to have to play with them a bit. It gets you in a ballpark, I guess, but
somewhere to start.
But, run a material test, figure it out. Yeah. Take a look at the material test and go, wow, that looks interesting. Right? There's lots of information to be gleaned from a material test.
100%. The boulder maker said, I hope I live the day to enjoy an automatic pizza drawer becomes a thing. And you know what? I 100% feel you, because there's this, it's not a tortilla maker. It's actually for Indian bread, like a pita bread type machine. But you can make them thinner, so it'd be like a tortilla maker. It's automatic, right? It takes all the ingredients, you just push them in, it pumps them out, right? I haven't wanted that thing since it came out, and I think it's like $4,000, right? Like,
it's like a Mexican bread maker.
Yeah, would you want that at your house? But I've been reaching out to that company for a long time. Like, man, you need to give me one of these, let me review them. So if I'm ever reviewing a tortilla maker, you know why? My dream came true.
Yeah, I mean, the automatic pizza drawer, I assume it's just like, I feel like a pizza and you go open the drawer and pull out a slice. That would be pretty neat.
Yes. I may be opposed to, I may actually have to review that one.
Yeah, I think you'd want to build some scheduling into the software for that, so that you're not eating a piece of pizza that's 3 weeks old.
TTC 940 said, not including the engraving, the price. 3x.
No, that's all in. I mean,
Yeah.
like the engraving, your effort in the engraving is mostly mounting the glass on a rotary, and then you can
Jigs.
jigs are your friends for sure.
Spend the time on the first one, a lot of time, and the rest of them you'll just rock them, knock them.
Yeah. I did some coins for, it was actually for a production company for a movie. I wait, it's going to be a French movie, so I won't be able to understand it. But and I built a jig for just a few coins that they wanted, just because I wanted them all to be exactly the same, right? And it's worth taking. It took, I don't know, 45 minutes to make a jig and get it right, and then I just went to town on the coins.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
Yeah, and they all look exactly the same. So it's worth what.
Yes. Chris said
Especially
my
if it's
last
something you do regularly. Even if it's a jig for, like, I mean, when you do an engraving for a customer, you're going to save that file somewhere.
Yes.
Right, because that customer may come back, and you don't want to look like a doofus and have to go and ask the customer for all his logo and stuff again, right? Because you got to be all over. So it's just like that, except it's the whole layout piece you're saving.
Agreed. Chris said my last Emmy project was making spacers to stop crumbs falling between the stove, cooktop, and the benches. Wife thinks they're the best thing since sliced bread.
Well, I think sounds like sliced bread is the problem.
Yeah, it stops a little
all those crumbs.
Yeah. All right, he said, yeah, the sliced bread does produce a lot of crumbs.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to take this one?
Chris says, I'm doing a project that the engraving is twice the cost of what they pay for the glass. First order is 200 glasses with more to come. You're going to make decent money at it. Especially, I mean, it's repetitive work, right? So it's not like you got to learn something new every time you put a new glass in. So, you don't have to charge as much for volume, right? Most of the cost is getting that first one set up, right? And
plus, you're not going to make top dollar in every job. Again, what we were saying earlier, if that's customer, it's going to be reoccurring income. Take the hit, because it's going to be steady money coming in on a regular quarterly, whatever.
Yeah,
it's
especially glass, right? People are clumsy. They're coming back for more.
Yep. So do a good job. Give a fair price. They will be back. Right, we said that was the best thing before sliced bread. All right.
David says,
Stephen Rick, do you have employees since you're talking in terms of thousands of items? No, one-man shows.
Yeah, that's why jigs are important.
Yeah.
So something like coasters, for example, right? You don't have to make one coaster at a time.
Yep.
Right. You can make a pallet of 4 or 6, and you can drop them all in. If you got a CO2 laser, you can probably put 20 in there. And you push the button once, and you don't leave your shop, but you walk away from it and you go do something else. So you're scaling your time while that thing's doing work. You don't really need. Well, there's a couple of reasons why I don't have an employee for that, because I make a lot of jigs, but I also, in my business, I'm trying to retire, so I don't really want a job anyway, and I certainly don't want to manage somebody anymore. Did enough of that in my career. Now I'm just happy to be in my own shop all by myself.
So someone said to me, Rick, how come you don't formally advertise, pay for marketing? And I said, because I'm as busy as I want to be.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I'm getting ready to go on vacation in June. So guess what I did? I picked up a phone call and I called 5 or 6 different companies I do business. Hey guys, what are you guys doing, man? Oh, what's up? Do you guys need anything? Yeah. Boom, 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 jump on business. I'm busy for the next couple of weeks. I'm cool. I'm not gonna post anything on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. I'm good. But at the end of the day, I still have a full-time job. So I'm as busy as I need to be, as busy as I want to be, because it's still fun to me. And if it's becomes a full-time I don't know if it would be. You know, it's different. It's different. You know,
I'm busier than I want to be most of the time.
yeah.
I mean,
So, I mean,
it's enjoyable though, right? It's
Yeah.
not like when I was working for a paycheck, it was like I got to go do this thing. I got to sell my soul, right? This is
Right.
different, right? I work a lot harder now than I did when I was getting a paycheck, but I enjoy doing it.
Yes,
And
therapeutic.
that's the big difference, right?
Agreed.
I don't want to do more of it than I do now, but I enjoy what I do.
Right, who said before sliced bread we would have discovered the formula of beer.
See, that's better than sliced bread.
Chris said, I don't give settings, I get starting points. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of
the problem
the
is
same
that people literally get mad, like they think you're lying, like, oh, why didn't I not? That's what I get with challenge coins. We're like, what are the settings? I'm like, oh my god, I don't even answer that. When I post a challenge coin, they're like, what are your settings? I don't even answer. And it's because I'm just like, come on, you know, like, yeah, like Skylar, when she made her coin, I says, I'll give you my settings, and you could start from there. I'll give you the order that I do things in. You can start from there. But I know that Skylar wouldn't just take that. She'd take it with a grain of salt, right? She knew that was like a starting point, and she would do her own thing. But just because that's what I got.
Especially when you're doing settings for galvo lasers, right? Because especially focus, right, is so like no one's going to get the focus exactly the same, and it's so critical. So you'll give them your settings, but their focus will be out a 0.5 millimeter, and it won't look the same, and they'll complain like you're some kind of an idiot, right? Like you gave me the wrong settings. No, right. I gave you my settings. Yeah, it's tough, and people get grumpy when you say, there's no point in me giving you my settings because your laser is different, right? Or you'll get somebody, you have a 60 watt fiber laser and they have a 30 watt fiber laser, and they'll say, can you give me the settings? No, I don't have those. Right. And my settings definitely won't work, especially if you're doing things like color on a MOPA laser, right? It's every single laser, even the same model of lasers, is going to be different.
100%. Speaking of jigs, Chris says, I fit my rotary into a jig. So speaking of rotary, I will be doing a video soon. I've had it for like 2 years. Actually, I'm going to be completely honest. Every laser I've ever owned, I've had a rotary tool. I've never used them, ever. So one thing I wanted was a rotary table, because I thought I could do those bottle openers, because I do those. But right now I just do them on a jig. But if I can do the bottle openers, I can do a lot. Like,
watch my video. I built one of those.
And I saw it. And so I said that, and the laser manufacturer who had their 30 watt Raycus laser said, you want one of those? I said, yeah, I think that'd be cool. Next thing you know, it was in the mail. So but so I'll be doing that hopefully, and just kind of showing the importance of jigs, especially because somebody brought up, like, we're talking about doing these quantities. They expect us to have this like sweatshop of guys working for us doing intensive labor hours. No, it's a one-man crews. So
the trick is doing enough to free up your time so you can do something else.
Yes.
Right? So that you're getting paid twice for the same hour. That's where you want to get to.
Yep.
For 3 times. I've had times where I've got like 4 different machines running in my shop at the same time. That's pushing it a little bit, but if one of them's a 3D printer, that thing's going to be busy for 2 hours, right? So you don't really have to pay any attention to it. So if you want to do, if you have a shop and you want to do some kind of side hustle or business, one of those businesses should be some kind of 3D printing, because it's the easiest one where you can start something and not have to pay attention to it.
Or be home.
Yeah,
you can't use a laser. You should not ever leave your house with a laser running. Yeah, you should not leave your house with a CNC.
Leave sight of the laser, let alone your house, right?
But a 3D printer, you could be at work running it from your phone.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
that wasn't always the case with 3D printers back in the early days. Things like the
Yeah,
A-Net
agreed.
88, those things were like a fire hazard.
Yeah, now you got AI monitoring and every
Yeah,
bell
I
and whistle.
mean, they're
You
definitely a
literally
lot
have to lower the settings, right? Because it's too sensitive. Like, done wrong. Keep going. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of companies make remote access to your laser too, and it's like, yeah, that is not a good idea.
Yeah. You want to take this one, Steve?
Oh, hey, it's Velf. Hey, friends, any thoughts on the Snap Maker? I assume you mean the U1. Looks like a nice laser. People seem to love them. I don't know what the price has gone up to, though. Let me see if I can find it. But there was a notification I got the other day that said the price was going up. But the nice thing is you can change, if you want to do color, it's the fastest way to do color, but you're limited in color.
Tim said, have you seen the new replacement warranty on their tools, one-time replacement, etc.? I'm assuming you mean DeWalt, and I did see DeWalt has because one of my I burnt out one of my drills and I looked up how much it was to repair it, and I did see that that I think it's $99. It's a repair or replace. They'll just give you a new one if that's what you're talking about, Tim. Here you go. APT Mark said, I saw that Indian pita bed type machine on YouTube. Called 25 machines. You can start a small business in your garage, something like that. Why would you? Why wouldn't anyone want to make one? Yeah, I mean, that looks. I know it was made for Indian people, but like I said, a thinner pita bread is a tortilla, man.
Yeah, just use bread without yeast.
Yeah. It was just said, tortillas out of the garage, I guess. I've seen the craziest things throughout my life. Hey, man. If they could sell tacos out of a taco truck, you could say you could sell tortillas out of a truck too.
Garage tortillas. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. There you go.
I don't know, man. The best barbecue I ever had was in a gas station in Texas. So
Yeah.
I think you can make it work.
There you go.
So Edrum asks, he's asking about the Longo Nano 6 watt, which is now on sale, yeah, for $300. I think you actually sent a message. You left this comment, I think, in this video on my channel. Can you mark steel? So you can mark stainless steel, but this is a 6-watt diode laser. So marking regular steel, you can kind of do it, but it's not going to look fantastic, I would say. I mean, if your primary, it's going to sound bad because it's not $300, but if your primary use case is to mark steel or metals in general, get a fiber laser. Now,
if you're trying to
you don't necessarily have to do it in one leap, but that's where your ultimate path should lead if you're doing a lot of metal.
Yeah. If you're just trying to mark something, like to put a sign on it, to put a label on it, you could put masking tape and laser off the masking and then paint it, like spray paint it and then pull the masking tape off. That could be something.
Or that plastic stuff. Is it Oracle?
Yeah, Oracle. It's blue. I have a whole roll of it. Yeah.
Yeah. They make that and you just put it on the metal and then laser cut it off,
paint it,
and then
doesn't bleed, and rip it right off. And it looks pretty good. And when it comes to paint, less is more. Like just very light coating.
Yeah. Yeah, just a spray paint it. Don't brush it, obviously.
Yeah,
just a really light spray paint on it.
That's what I would suggest. And it'll look good, and it could be a million different colors because it's spray paint. Chris said, I did warn customers they would have to increase the number of stolen glasses was advertised for them. Yeah.
But was advertising for. Yeah, well, this is Roger stolen from model. Jim uses that for his coasters too.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, people take glasses, but it's the cost of doing business. If you're in like the high-end bar business, right? People are going to take the glasses.
ABT Market said, "I'll show you my settings if you show me yours." Laugh out loud.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, Clack had a really good library for the Omni UV laser, and UV, as long as you get focus, right? As long as the thing's in focus, his settings will work pretty well.
Louisiana Hobby Guy has a pretty good extensive
Yeah,
library.
yeah, he has a lot for diode lasers.
Yeah. So speaking of the person who's asked a question with the dialer, if you go to Louisiana Hobby Guys Facebook group or find him on YouTube, he has a library you can download and import into Lightburn. It has a ton of settings for diode lasers. I'm pretty sure, Steve, you were as well asked from Longer to review that laser, and we all said no, including Skylar. But then
the Nano, I reviewed the Nano.
No, that little 6-watt, that little tiny one, that square one.
Yeah, that's a Nano.
Yes, yeah, we all said no.
Yeah, I reviewed it. I reviewed it because it's a good entry level laser.
No, not the Nano handle one, the open frame.
Yeah, one of the little portable ones. Yeah, what did Longer call theirs? Anyway, yeah, I looked at it and went, yeah, I mean,
it was like 6 inches or something, super small. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the Pixie's pretty small too.
Yeah, I have the Pixie. I still haven't done that.
Yeah, I got the IR one, which we gotta do a review on.
Yeah, mine's sitting right over there to the right of me right now. Been sitting for a while.
I don't mind that laser. It's a nice little laser if you're just getting started. What the question it will answer, well, any of those small ones will answer is this something I'm interested in?
Agreed.
Right? Because for $300, it's not free, but it's also not like the price of a fiber laser. And you can kind of get a feel and go, okay, I see some potential here. I want something a little more impressive, right? So
in software, in Lightburn, are you going to be able to grasp that, or is that just behind your comprehension, or can you deal with the frustration?
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to kind of shortcut the learning curve a bit, and at the end of that, you'll say, yeah, okay, I'm ready for the next thing, right? As opposed to, no, this was a wrong decision. I'm just going to throw this in the closet. Well, if you throw a $300 laser in the closet, that's way better than throwing, a $2,000 laser in the closet.
Agreed. Yeah. So, did they contact you about their new 3D printer and say to do a review?
The ePrint?
Yeah.
Not yet.
They sent it. They said they wanted me to do a review. I said okay. They said, hey, Rick, send me your address. I said okay. I sent them my address. That was like a month ago, and so then I sent them an email like, hey, what's going on?
Well, they already had my address, so I don't know. Maybe
they had my address too because they've sent me other stuff, but they asked me for it. So I told Ricky he could have it. So he's been bugging me, man. What's my 3D printer going to show?
Actually send them a message. It's been a while since I talked to them. So
yeah, what's my 3D printing going to show up? Ricky's been bugging me. I gave him my old Mac though, so he's a very happy little boy right now.
Wait till he finds out he can't play any games on it.
Yeah, that's what he said. Where are all the games, Dad? I said, there's no games on this. What? I don't play games.
So Jim is asking Chris what type of glasses or what kind of laser he's using to engrave glasses.
Curious. Yeah, I'm curious to know too. We didn't ask that. Santa's leading engraving said that's why I argue the point that some people don't need to get into some different maker's world. The manufacturers all show it being so simple, and then you see millions of complaints. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, companies, they're obviously, they're making money by selling things, so they're trying to make it sound fantastic. But when you think about what a laser is, it's not something you're going to pull out of the box, turn on, and do some kind of magic with, right? Like there's the learning curve there. But when you listen to manufacturers, that's not how they make it sound.
Yeah, I think it's funny now how people who know nothing about lasers, they say, oh, you have a laser? Like, yeah. Is it an X tool? Like, what you know about X tool? You know what I mean? But it's becoming a household name. You know what I mean?
But yeah, it's the Apple of the laser world, right? Like everybody knows them. It's good branding.
But it's funny though that like they know absolutely nothing about lasers, but yet that'll come out of their mouth. Where did you hear? Like, how do you even find that out? Because do they have TV commercials or like?
No, because they advertise like crazy on YouTube, right? and Facebook and Instagram. I see their ads there too. So when people see laser, that's inevitably it's going to be an X tool ad.
I thought that was just funny. Yeah.
But it's become a household name, right? So
yeah. Tim says easy rotary in the world would work with the Ep1 way too easy.
Yeah, so the E1's rotary is probably the nicest designed rotary I've seen from a use perspective, right? You don't have to level things, you don't have to do anything. You put your tumbler on there and you push the start button and it levels the thing up and starts printing on it. More laser companies need to build things like that.
Yeah. Said I just saw Steve's reply to comment about the longer nano.
Yeah, and hopefully I said the same thing here that I said there.
So thank you.
Yeah,
so Roger and I all have that laser.
Keep in mind the nano, the 6-watt nano at $300 is a $300 laser.
I use it to do slate coasters all the time, and I like it because it's not occupying one of my lasers to do something. And
but you see the one you have is a 12-watt.
Yeah.
This is the 6-watt. It's on sale for $300. Which when you look at what the nano is, they got to be losing money on that thing.
Yeah, or maybe they're dumping inventory.
Well, they might be, right? Everybody's trying to cut back on expenses right now. So there are some deals to be had.
You want to take this one?
I just picked Bo the Maker says, I just picked up a rotary table and I'm having a hell of a time getting it to run smoothly and index as needed. He's asking me if I have any ideas, if I have any videos on setting one up. So I actually did a video where I made a rotary and I spent a bit of time in there talking about how to get it set up in Lightburn. I'm pretty sure what you're hitting there is your laser or your software is probably set up to think it's a rotary, like a rotary instead of a rotary. And you can configure that in Lightburn. So take a look at the setup at least of that video.
The other thing I would suggest is, and I mean, it sounds rude, but reach out to the manufacturer. The reason is because they could say, send you a PDF and say, enter this. Here you go. And your headache's gone. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. They've already just didn't provide you the information. Ask. If they're not helpful, then go to the community for sure. But at least ask, because they might just send you an email and there it is. And you've been crying for the last 3 days trying to get it dialed in.
Yeah, there are quite a few settings in Lightburn around rotaries, and if you don't get those right, you're going to get kind of a herky-jerky sort of rotation. But yeah, I covered a bit of that in that video. So
Chris said after 3+ years is the first time using a rotary, only because it's good for ongoing customer.
Yeah, use the right tool when the customer comes along.
Yeah, that's what we keep talking about. It's like purposing a laser or purposing a jig, and that's going to make it a drastic difference.
Yeah, I got shelves full of jigs. Now to the point where when I need one, it's hard to find it because it's in the pile. Right? but it's still faster than trying to make a new one, I guess.
Agreed. Santa's Living Great said, I'm interested in the new Flash Forward Creator 5, some concept on a snapmaker.
Yeah, there's a couple of these that are emerging. So Eufy is rumored to have one coming, which has linear motors in it. So it will scream. It will be super fast. A linear motor, if you don't know, is basically a regular motor, but they unroll it. So instead of it going around, it goes side to side, right? So it's the same technology that Japan uses on bullet trains and stuff, on electric trains. So there's a bunch of these coming out, and Snapmaker is not going to have that market by itself for much longer, I don't think. Now, FlashForge makes great lasers. They're a little, they're kind of the Subaru of the laser world. They're good, but there's always something different about them that people look kind of weird. I speak as someone who owned a Subaru at one time, but FlashForge definitely has good stuff.
So funny story about Subaru, Steve. I wanted an SRT8 when they first came out. So I found one with like 8,000 miles. And I bought it from a Subaru dealership. And across the street from a Subaru dealership was a Dodge dealership. The car was so cheap, I was skeptical. When I went and saw it at the dealership, the guy said, the guy bought it. It was so fast, it scared the crap out of him. No one's ever sat in any of the seats other than the driver's seat. I said, why are you selling it so cheap? He says, I'm a Subaru dealership. He brought a Subaru SUV, traded this in. I can't sell this thing because they buy it across the street, comes with a Dodge warranty. I just want to get out of it for what I got for the trade. So I bought it from them. And I got a hell of a deal. Man, that car was fast. Fastest car I ever owned. How do you say his name?
Velf. Felf if you're German, I guess. But he says, I have an H2D now, and even having a dual nozzle, I find myself doing way more 2-color prints. So the UI is kind of tempting, or U1 is kind of tempting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have an H2D and I've got 2 AMSs on it, and I don't do color very often. I do a lot of different colors, but not usually in the same print. What I will do quite often is I'll put a logo or something in something. So if that logo is multicolored, yeah, I'll stick the logo in there. But for the most part, I print one color. It's mostly black or white, but I use the AMS for multiple materials, not multiple colors.
So I do mostly 2-3 colors tops. So I do get the poop, but I'll try to listen to it when it tells me like which one should be in the same AMS and which should be in the opposite, because it'll tell you like if you didn't listen to it, it's going to cause these more changes and this much more grams of filament. So if I at least listen to it after I did the slice, that tends to create a lot less poop.
Yeah, it's I guess Bamboo's not alone in doing that, because I think most of them will do that now. But now a U1 is a little bit different, right? Because you've got like 4 complete extruders with the hot end and everything. So you're never going to get any kind of purge, but you will only get up to 4 colors. Now, if Elf is using something that's 2 colors, then it might be perfect for him. But the bed's a little smaller.
ABT Marketing said, yes, but food trucks are regulated by the Department of Health, and you can't have certain equipment is required. You need a kitchen where you can prep food. You can't prep in that truck. We're talking about prepping in a garage. We're not even talking about prepping.
Yeah, we don't even have a truck.
You're a level above what we're even talking about. We're below that standard. We're talking about like a CNC run the back run and printing tortillas in the front.
He's got a truck. He's all that.
We're not at that level yet. You're already a step
you're rolling your corn dough on the floor.
You're too far ahead of us. We don't have those investors yet.
Chris says he's using a Sculpt Fun V5.
Okay. All right, here we go. ABT Mark said, basic for most states. I know I looked into a food truck because business here in South Carolina, laugh out loud. You can't prep in the truck. That's crazy. That's a basic for most states. now I looked at food truck business here. There's money to be made. I live in Oswego, Illinois, and the trucks did so good. The town dedicated a street to the trucks, and now the trucks all line up, and it's actually really good for the town because everyone go. And it's crazy because it's like Mexican food, Argentinian food, Puerto Rican food, and it's a street, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, and on Friday, Saturday nights, they're all playing music. People go there. It's like a
street.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't even know how to say it. Yeah, it's a street truck taco party. But yeah,
I don't think we have those restrictions here. I think you can. I mean, certainly you can prepare food. There's one not too far from me that they sell out every day.
Yeah,
and they make crazy things in there. Santa says, Velf, the FlashForge 85X is my first 3D printer experience since way back in college. Wow. I didn't know they had 3D printers way back in college. I didn't have any. I quickly find, even with the ability to use 4 colors, the single head design is making me only use one. Yeah, the 80X5 is a little bit different than something. Well, actually, it's the same. I think the same architecture as the C5.
He's saying because of the waste.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? You get a lot of waste. With something like the Snapmaker U1, you'll get no waste. There's not even a place for purge to go.
So Velp, I'm with you with the whole AMS. I thought, it's going to hold a million different colors. And when Roger told me, like, no, it's just so all my filaments dry and it's like 2 colors. And I was thinking, like, that is stupid. I thought it was stupid until I was printing a lot. And then I'm like, no, that's smart. So.
Yeah. When you go to bed and one roll has about that much filament left on it, one spool,
yeah.
And you know that the thing is going to stop in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So now I have this. I love this thing. This Sunlu, this little dryer. It has 2 modes. It has the mode where you can just set it on like a normal dryer, but then it also has one where it just monitors it. And if it gets too high, it just kicks on. If it doesn't, it turns off. So like black, white, the 4 rolls I use all the time, there's 4 rolls of that in there. So as soon as the AMS Pro runs out of that roll, boom, I'm swapping them.
Yeah. So you don't use an AMS then? You use that instead?
No, I have two AMS Pros.
Oh, you only use that for drying then?
Yes, purely for drying. Yeah, and it was super cheap.
So Bamboo is the next. I think the next release of Bamboo Studio will have the ability to dry while printing.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's coming. Enough people have complained about it right now. You will need both. Your AMS has to be powered.
Right, so you had to buy
but you got some power supplies, right?
Yep.
So if your AMS is powered, you can dry while you're printing.
Yeah, I actually got an error message the other day. It said that my AMS temperature is so low it's going to affect the quality of the printing. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Is your EMS outside? Yeah. Like what's going on?
That's like what I'm talking about. I'm like, I know my air turned on, but I'm like, it's not that cold in the basement. What it was is that this thing seemed like went the wrong way. It shakes a decent amount, like right,
yeah.
Like right.
It's got Jello for feet.
Yeah. So behind it was the power supply, and I think it kind of like pulled it out a little. So maybe the current wasn't real strong. Because it was on
connectors. Oh, it was. Well, no, it'll get power off the bus that plugs into the printer.
Right. So
but not enough to run the dryer.
Right. So I pushed it in all the way. It was a little loose. I think it was getting bumped from that thing jiggling a million times. I plugged it in all the way and it went away, but it was definitely an error message. It's actually still on there. See? Oh, you can't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to help me.
Yeah, it says AMS environmental temperature is too low, which will affect the drying capacity. That's all. It's like, what are you talking about?
It's just telling you that the air is too cold to hold moisture, right, to get it out of the AMS.
Yeah, I was just like, what? But yeah. Chris said, I just got challenged by a customer for giving a different answer to the last time they asked. I asked them if they could still sail the same edge of. I'm sorry, if they could still sail the edge of the world.
So the customer's complaining because you gave a different answer. You should have said, "Am I the customer?" Because that's what you do to me all the time.
Yeah. Hey, Jack.
Jack in
Santa
the
said,
shop.
Jack in the shop is in the house. All right, Steve, you're up.
Travis says, Steve, the GWIC sending is GWIC sending you an M core? Maybe. Yeah.
That's a yes.
Yeah. The M core, if you don't know, is 80 watt CO2 combo 400 watt fiber. So
Nice.
cut thick wood and thick metal.
Nice.
Yeah. Seems like a cool combination. And it's a banter. It's not a galvo.
You said, yeah, we have food truck fairs here. Yeah,
Yeah, we do
I think
too.
that's crazy. They made the street. That's so cool.
They used to when I worked in tech, our building was pretty big, and they would come at lunchtime, and there'd be like 5 food trucks in the parking lot. It's like, this is fantastic. Again, you could pick Brazilian or Mexican or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty good. They came in a pack.
TTC 1940 said, is there any way to contact someone who's on your live stream after it's finished without knowing their email address? Are you talking about like Steve, Roger, or I?
You can just send them. Well, this is Jimmy sends me email quite often. You can just figure out their username, and you can send them a message on. Is this true? You can send them a message on YouTube, maybe.
Well, what you could do is all of our at the bottom here in the TikTok is all of our YouTube pages. If you go to your YouTube page, you go to the top, you click more. It's going to show all their links. And one of the options is email address. You click it. It doesn't automatically display it. You have to click it so that it's not a
yeah, but that's for us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's asking about someone else.
Oh, someone else in the live? No.
Yeah. So what you can do, Jim, is you can leave a comment in this live stream's comment section, but put the username in there, and they'll get a notification that you sent something.
Yeah, and write their name.
Yeah.
Chris,
So
stupid
become
smart with experience. Yes.
See,
so
in my case,
you know what we have.
That around
we haven't done in a while, Steve. And knock on wood, I haven't had any in a while. Fails. Once in a while, we were saving fails and showing fails. And I think that's important to show because we show all this stuff like all well done. And
I had one the other day. I was playing with the M1. I was getting ready to roll some new filament, and some weird thing happened. And just as I'm literally wrapped in filament because it's not going on the spool properly, and just as that was happening, somebody came into my shop and said, "How's it going?" And I looked at him, and it's like I'm like tied by the wrists with filament. What do you think? wasn't a project fail per se, but it just, I don't know what happened. It just didn't go on the spool right.
One of those moments.
Yeah, and like I'm watching, so it comes out of the extruder and then it goes down this long path to cool. And right out of the extruder, it was just falling down and creating this big blob. Meanwhile, I'm trying to hold on to all this other filament that had already come off. And it was like, what do I do now? Hit the stop button and just start over.
Learning curve.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you've
how are you liking that?
Oh man, I make filament all the time now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cool.
the one challenge I've had, so it works perfectly for making filament. The one challenge I have is I want to do color mixing. And I've been working, I'll say learning how to do that, because inevitably, like I said, I wanted to make this slightly reddish or yellow filament, and I made orange, even though it was such a small amount of red mixed in there. But
Yeah.
it's that kind of stuff. Color consistency is the thing, and I've been
That's
working
cool.
on a few processes. If I can kind of perfect it, I'll do a video just so people can, don't have to struggle the way I've been doing. But yeah, it works pretty well.
Ep110 Mark, so there was a food truck park here where the owners of the park went to Commissary Kitchen for food truck owners to prep food out, and they rent out the spot in the park. Well, that's cool. So since you can't technically prep food in an actual legit business, let you use the kitchen because they know that they're going to get the business from all the different trucks. Makes sense. What does it say? If you can't win, join them.
But there's a logic problem here, right? You can't prep it in the truck, but you can prep it in a kitchen 3 miles away and walk it through this polluted air to get to the truck and then give it to somebody.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Governments, man, they're just messed up.
Well, it looks like we're at time. Today went fast.
Wow.
It was a good live, dude. Doing fast, and I'm thankful that everyone said I did not have any issues and that it sounded great. So good.
Yeah, your lips didn't leave your words once.
But yeah, so have a good weekend, guys, with your family. Happy Easter, and thank everyone joining live, and we'll see you on the next one. Steve, you want to say anything to close out?
I do not, but thanks a lot. It was interesting tonight.
All right. Thanks for joining me, Steve. It was a good one.
Take care, all.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.